It's your daily dose of Donna. Welcome to the show. Today is Friday, November 8th. I hope everyone is having a phenomenal Friday. We have a huge show today. Oh my gosh, we have so much to talk about that I was supposed to start at 11:20, but I was like raring to go. I have so much I want to get into. And we have places to be. We all have lives to live and places to be. So I said, why are we waiting? We need to get right into this. So, everyone, I hope you're ready for a supersized show filled with so many topics. I know you guys are just filing on in because I started a little bit early. Everyone, get ready. Today is your Friday episode of Daily Dose of Donna. How are you guys doing? Happy Friday. I hope everyone's doing well. What a day. What a night. Oh my gosh. There's highs, there's lows. These weeks are crazy. It's been a very emotional few days for a lot of us across the world. Last night was a really tough day. I have to say, as you guys know, I am Jewish. Shabbat Shalom for all of you out there that celebrate. This was a very tough night for Jews across the world. And because it's not being reported across the world, I just want to say for those of you that are Jewish, or for those of you that are not Jewish and are not aware or are aware, it was a very tough night in Amsterdam. There was a soccer game that was happening in Amsterdam, just right in the middle of the city, between a Tel Aviv, Tel Aviv. I wish I had the exact. It was a Maccabi Tel Aviv match with another team, and right as the game ended, Jewish and Israeli fans were exiting, and it was a very coordinated, well-planned attack. And hundreds and hundreds of people were just attacking, just straight in the middle of the streets, Jews. Something that hasn't been seen in well since October 7th, to be 100% honest. But it was not even in Israel. It was in the middle of Europe, in the middle of Amsterdam. It was unreal. We were watching it in live time on Instagram and, with social media. They were posting it, the people that were attacking. It was coordinated by Uber drivers. It was the craziest thing I have ever seen. Not really, because we've seen it all now. It was a horrible thing to watch. Very devastating for those. But luckily, most people are okay. And I don't believe any deaths were reported. But in Amsterdam, of all places, I know President Biden spoke about it today. So my heart goes out to people. I can't imagine what it's like for you to just be scared to go to a soccer match. This is like not even in a war zone. This is just in Amsterdam. Like, you think you're safe, right? You go to a game, you go to just support your country. Okay, just had to put that out there because it would be remiss of me not to, as a Jew. So sending love and prayers. I also want to just say something really fast. I'm in like a good, happy place, and I'm going to keep this show light and tight as I do. But I just want to say one thing really fast because I get messy. I'm messy. I have to admit it. Like, that would be crazy if I said, like, I am just like a school teacher and I am perfect. I'm not. I have fun with this. I get messy. Yesterday, I had Giorgio on my show, and we talked a lot about Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. And we, of course, talked about Watch What Happens Live. We talked about the Whitney Rose story. We talked about Alibaba. We talked about, and we talked about Lisa Barlow. We talked about the Dana Wilkie Up and Adam story. Okay. We talked about that. And you guys remember, none of us can understand the Alibaba story. None of us can understand it. I got a text message from my friend Aliza Rosen. Shout out. I know she listens every day and she always texts me. I hear my name. And she was like, I don't understand. And like, literally, welcome to the club. Like, we're going to start a support group for people that don't understand the Alibaba story. None of us understand it. If you guys were here yesterday and you listened to the show, I talked about the fact that I struggle with the whole story of when podcasters are involved in the storylines. In fact, I actually said this very specifically, and I want to pull it up because receipts, proof, timeline, screenshots. I just want to make sure because I went back to be like, did I say something different? I just wanted to make sure. This is exactly what I said yesterday in the show about bloggers and podcasters getting involved. Here's yesterday's show. Now on, that no podcasters, no Instagram accounts, no content creators can be part of a storyline. And if they are part of a storyline, they have to lie and pretend they're real friends because it gets too confusing this way. Like,
or make them meet in person so that
yeah,
everyone knows
not like
who it
some
is,
random
not some.
DM.
Yeah, because I mean that's kind of niche, and that's why I feel like they did it that way because they obviously clipped it up, but I don't think they're
Well,
clipping it
they
up.
maybe didn't obviously clip it up.
But
Maybe
I
that's
don't
just Adam
know.
saying.
That's what I'm saying. But that's why I always question the other piece to it. Well, then what was he referring to when he said the one that owns the liquor brand? Well, what was that connected to then?
Yeah, just like talking about some random other story. Okay. So if you guys didn't hear that, what I said was what I don't like is, and what I don't want is, as Andrew says, Donna's a messy queen. Shout out. I started the show saying I'm a messy queen. I mean, oh my God, I just realized like I'm camouflaging with my background, with my dress here. And you can go back and watch the entire episode. In fact, please, I could use some more views in my life. All I said was, I do not think in future storylines of any reality show on Bravo that the podcasters, I can't do the blogger word anymore. None of us are bloggers except Perez Hilton. The podcasters and the content creators should be connected whatsoever with storylines on these TV shows. That's what I said. That's all I said. Well, today on Up and Adam's show, I was told by many people in my DMs, like many people in my DMs, that he had Taste of Reality and another content creator. Her name is Amani. I don't know what show she has, what show she runs it, or what Instagram account she runs. And I apologize so much because I would like to credit her. They didn't say my name. I think that's intentional that they didn't say my name, not because I think that they want me to like come after them. I don't think they want to promote me. Adam said in that episode, he said that I said that I don't believe if you're friends with a housewife that you should have a podcast or YouTube. I never said that. I never said that. So I want to be very clear. And I'm not starting more drama, Adam. I know you're watching this. Well, I know you're going to say that you didn't watch it. Your husband watched it. So Jason and Adam, guys, I don't want to start more drama with you. This is not to start more drama. This is to be very clear. This is my words. And now you can just say Donna, okay? Donna Bowling from Daily Dose of Donna said, you can continue to podcast and YouTube. I would never tell you how to run your business and how to do your job. You've been doing this longer than me. I give you all the flowers for that. I have no shame in that game. I started last year, January 6th. It's a bad date, okay? I don't want to be proud of that. January 6th, it's a bad date. January 6th, 2023, okay? At least I didn't start on 2021. January 6th, 2023, I started. I'm not saying I've been doing this longer than you. I know you've been doing this longer than me. I am not saying how you should do your business. This was more of a call to Bravo and to the producers of the shows. I think they need to put a kibosh on the housewives involving us in their storylines. Do you know what I mean? If you're a housewife and you say, hey, I got a message from a podcaster and they told me that the producers should say, move to your next storyline. Cut. No. Or they should say, well, we're not calling him a podcaster. Get them on camera. Fly them in. And we're going to call them your bestie. Do you know what I mean? That I think Diddy did it. You guys. I think Diddy did it. They tried to silence me. Oh my God. I'm telling you, they were like, and then I didn't hear her say it because I love how Andrew's comment is still there. Okay, so I just want you to know that. I want to be very clear. I did text Adam this morning right after I heard it because I was really hurt by the fact that it turned into this whole like story that I created where I was like, you can't be a podcaster if you're friends with housewives. I'm friends with housewives. I'm texting with Tamara and Emily Simpson. I've been friends with Teddy Mellencamp for 10 years. I went to Mexico with Teddy. Come on. It was the January 6th comment. Andrew Dominguez says it was Vicky Gunvalson being like, "Why are you bringing me up with January 6th?" I'm friends with housewives. Like I would never tell you you can't be friends with housewives. I think that's kind of fun that we're friends with housewives. But I was hurt by it. So I texted Adam this morning. I received a denial message saying I never said that, which pissed me off a little bit. And then we spoke on the phone for a very brief moment. I said, "Call me if you want to talk before my show." And then I called him back and he didn't call me back. And then we were texting back and forth. And then I said, he called me 3 seconds before I went live. And I couldn't pick up the phone because I like had to set up. I was naked. I just couldn't talk to Up and Adam naked. But Adam, if you're watching this, Jason, if you're watching this, no beef. No beef. We're good. Everything's good. Guys, we're good. But I didn't say that. You do you, my friend, and I'll do me. Okay? I just don't think the Housewives producers should do this anymore. Cool? Are we good? Are we good? We're good. Hopefully. Shabbat shalom. Let's move on to the show because we got a lot to talk about. Got it? Okay. By the way, my internet, I have no idea why that happened because every other website was working. StreamYard cut out and I am connected to my Ethernet. Like I'm connected to the wall and I have internet. So like, what's up? Okay, so let's move on to some other stories. Oh my God, if you were on members only last night, wow, 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 wowie, wowie. Wasn't there someone that used to say like wow, wow, or like wasn't there like a Food Network? I mean, I know my Ruhama's food girl who used to say, who always says like, wow, she's an Israeli food content creator. I love her so much. But I feel like there was someone that used to say like, wow, wow, someone like that. It's not online right now. I had to pull it because there's a mole. There is a mole among us. There's a traitor among us. Who do you think it is? We will find it. Someone sent it to someone. It got leaked. And we will do our diligence. We're going to walk around and we're going to tap someone on the shoulder and we're going to find the person. Okay? I hired Teddy Mellencamp to walk around. She's going to PI that shit and we're going to figure it out. We'll figure it out. But just so you know, I'm editing out a certain part of the members only and we're going to pull it back up. But if you were there for the members only, the beef has been squashed. The person who has blocked me has unblocked me. We were in each other's DMs, sending voice messages. All is good. My mom is watching. You know what I mean? Those moms are watching now. We're good. All our moms are watching. Everything is okay. You guys, my goal in life is to make peace with the world. Let's sing together. Kumbaya, my Lord. So you know who has not made peace with anyone or with everyone is JT from Southern Charm. Can we talk about this? JT from Southern Charm woke up today and decided to start standing up for himself. JT stood up on a chair today and said, I am ready to stand up. Remember when he stood up on the bar stool and decided, what was that with Austin, right? Or was that Shep? Now I can't remember. Who was he gonna fight? It was Austin, right? JT woke up today and he said, I'm not gonna do this anymore. I'm not gonna do this. Did he say RESPCT? He's a loser, guys. No offense. He is a loser. I don't think anyone in my DMs is sad. Every single person that I posted that has DM'd me back and been like, womp womp. Like, I don't think one person was like, no. Maybe JT thought he was doing something there, but he has decided to walk off the show. Why do you think, you guys? What do you guys think is the actual reason for that? What's weird about it is that he decided to do it in the middle of the season, meaning they're still taking off. I mean, they're still filming confessionals and interviews. So he's not even done with his contractual obligations. What's interesting about it, he comes on his stories and he says, it comes with a heavy heart to share that I have resigned from Southern Charm. Yesterday, I informed Bravo that I will not be participating in the 2 to 3 remaining green room interviews. No, I informed Bravo that I will not be participating in. Oh my God, he says remaining twice, like really fast. That's why I thought I read it wrong. I will not be remaining. Okay. I will not be participating. I feel dyslexic all of a sudden. Like I feel like I can't read. I will not be participating in the 2 to 3 remaining green room interviews remaining before season airs 12/5. I've done about 9 thus far leading up to today, and that I no longer wish to participate in any ways moving forward with the TV show. I will leave it at that for now, while I work on next steps to recover both physically and mentally from what has been an extremely challenging and exhausting year. And the picture, oh my God, Queens of Bravo used this picture of Ross and Joey from Friends going like, I'm guessing he had a real tough year. He probably got in some fights. He probably got in some shit. He probably got in some drama. He posted just recently that he is in a new relationship. And he wrote in the post, what's his name again? That's how much I forgot about him. JT Jarrett Thomas. Jarrett Thomas. He posted, I don't even follow him. I mean, that's how little I care about him. This is his picture. He says, long overdue with this chick. She's cute. But he wrote hashtag it's complicated, which is never a good sign when you're in a relationship and you write hashtag it's complicated. Like, other than what was that movie? It's Complicated. Wasn't that Diane Keaton and Jack Nicholson? Other than them, like no one wants to be called it's complicated. You know what I'm saying? Okay, Jess Josh, I love you, but you're 37 minutes late in the live. Like you're posting, your comments are very delayed. You're giving me my mom. You know what I mean? He's like Ethernet. Like you're so delayed. Josh, you gotta catch up. And he's not gonna know because he's gonna see this in 25 minutes. Someone tell Josh. I mean, she's really cute. She looks very young, or maybe he's just really young. Um, maybe she's an artist. There's a painting. So weird. Their comments are really weird. Bravo historian Samantha Bush, I don't know if you guys know who she is. Her comments are, hey, so you're menace, derogatory. What does that mean? Trash. People are saying calling the police, bro needs a psych consult. Is she your daughter? It's a little mean. Maybe that's why he's leaving. Maybe people are being really, really mean. Um, oh, he posted a picture this morning, 6 hours ago. Oh, he said one day at a time. I think he's maybe sober. I think he may be sober. Zachy Poo, I love you very much. Thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting me. Thank you for being my backbone in these tough times. Zach Peter, ladies and gentlemen, Zach Peter. Zach Peter is my podcast mentor. This is what he posted, you guys. He said one day at a time. This was him a couple seasons ago or last season. Look at how he looks and then look at how he looks today. I think he's sober. I actually think that that's what's going on. And he really does look much healthier. Okay, so like good for him. He's walking away from toxic reality TV. Good for him. I'm proud of him. He deserves a like. You know what? I just followed him. He's probably going to block me. Knowing my luck, he'll block me tonight. He'll find a reason. He'll be like, "Did you call me, something?" What a nice guy. What a nice guy. Okay, so I'm proud of him. Never mind. I think he's a good you know what? He got sober. That's what it is. So JT off reality TV onto the green juice. Josh, get with the program. Josh says, I don't see Zach. I'm still behind. Okay. Let's move on. Do we care that Mauricio and Kyle's daughter, Alexia Umansky, has been she just got engaged? Okay, put it in the comments if you guys care. Na 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 na. Okay, next story. Here's another story that I wonder if you guys care about at all. Dubai. Real Housewives of Dubai has been put on pause for its after 2 seasons. Now, I know that a lot of people are saying, "Wow, this is really sad. I got really into it after its last season." I personally could care less? Could not care less. I didn't watch this last season. I didn't watch the first season. I was incredibly bored after didn't the first season come out like COVID times, right? It was high COVID times. And I was pretty bored. I couldn't make it past like episode 3. And then this last season came out, and I remember watching the first episode and I was like, I can't relate. It was the confessional outfits. I felt like I was watching, high fashion times. It wasn't for me at all. So when it got canceled or when it got put on pause yesterday, I thought to myself, look, it probably is a very, very expensive show to shoot. That's my guess. You're in Dubai. You're with these very, very fancy women. You've got these very expensive, beautiful clothing, really, really rich women. So I imagine they want to make some good cash. I imagine they've got a lot of really pricey, like, the crew. Everything's probably pretty pricey. Yeah, Patrice says Dubai is over my head. That's kind of my feeling too. It feels just like too much for me. I can't even connect to the richness of the Dubai looks. When you see people like Chanel, is it Chanel Ayan or is it Ayan Chanel? I think it's Chanel Ayan. When you see people like that, Iman? Oh no, she's the Temu version of Iman. That's funny. When you see people like her in her confessional looks with like literally like she looks like Bjork, with like cats and swans coming off of her with her outfits, it's just too much. It's not relatable to me at all, but it basically says um it says that there won't be any new episodes of Real Housewives of Dubai. It's been put on pause after 2 seasons. The cast was told a couple of days ago. Now, I did read an article about how interesting it would be if Caroline Stansberry went back to London, because didn't you remember that they're doing a new reboot of Real Housewives of London? Isn't that what they're doing? It's not Ladies of London, it's Real Housewives of London. So I thought that would be kind of fun. Chanel Ayan, Sarah Al-Madani, Caroline Brooks, Lisa Milan, Nina Ali, and Caroline Stansberry were all featured as main cast members. And then Talene Marie, Saba Yusuf, and Ali exited. Yeah, it was paused. Okay. I don't think a lot of people are really sad about that either. I think Real Housewives of New York maybe next. We talked about this at length this week. So I'm not really sad about it. Like I said, I wasn't watching it. So we'll have to see what happens with that. Okay. We got to talk about this one story about Martha Stewart. Well, there's 2 stories about Martha Stewart today, which I find are wild. And then we'll get into Zach Bryan and Brianna Chickenfry, and then we'll talk about Real Housewives of New York. Real Housewives of OC. Oh, there's so much to talk about. Should we do like a snack break soon? Remember, like when you used to go to like conferences. I like how I said used to. Maybe some of you guys still do. You know what's crazy about my dosers? Yesterday I got a DM from one of my listeners and she's like, um, what were we talking about specifically? We were talking about something about a trial. And now I can't remember. But she's like, I'm a trial attorney. And what the hell were we talking about with a trial? But she's like, I'm a trial attorney and I love listening to you. I listen to you all the time. And I'm like, a trial attorney is listening to Daily Dose of Donna, which is shocking to me. Like, what do you guys do for a living? I need to know. I can't get over that smart people listen to my show. For some reason, I'm always in shock. And I know smart people listen to my show, but like some of you guys are doctors, lawyers, like really, really smart, incredible, like accomplished people. I know authors that listen to my show. I mean, I'm not saying that stay-at-home moms aren't smart because you guys are actually probably the most accomplished people. I spend 1 hour with my kid and I want to pull all my hair out. So, I mean, it's crazy. A medical coder, a nurse, a therapist, work for a major US airline. Oh my gosh. Double MBA, speak languages? Who? And then Lisa Thames goes, what's a paprika chip? I love you. You just got accepted to physician assistant school, fitness instructor and weight loss coach, oil and gas, RN, director, corporate trainer. I'm sorry. When we have the DoserCon, we are going to literally be the most esteemed, most incredible group of people in the world. Like, I think I bring all the smarties to the yard. My show brings all the smarties to the yard, and they're like, it's better than yours. Oh, until Andrew comes in. He's a male full body inspector. Oh my God, this is so cool, you guys. Can I keep reading? Oh my God, this is amazing. Senior executive assistant, biomedical research, medical biller, work from home, healthcare management, male full body inspector, court reporter. Oh my God. 2 undergraduate degrees, 2 graduate degrees. High rollers for real, Pamela. This is so cool. Mate territory manager of Central and West Coast Florida for my company. Oh my God. Retired trial paralegal accountant. And we all love this crazy shit on TV. Golf claps for all of us. I am really proud of us. You guys, I'm really proud of us. Okay. And Joe Mendoza is a pimp. Let's keep going. So, Martha Stewart, speaking of like overachievers, Martha Stewart, she's gone to jail. And remember in jail, like her story in her documentary is crazy because while she was in jail, she was teaching women how to be business owners. She was literally teaching seminars in jail of how to do all these incredible things. Like it's a crazy story if you watch that documentary. Did you watch it? Of course, you guys probably watched it by now on Netflix. If you haven't, that's your weekend homework. It's unreal. But while she was in prison, while she was in prison, she was teaching people how to garden. She said, I had to learn. That's one of her rules. She has to learn one new thing every day. How cool is that? Sorry. How cool is that? So while she was in prison, she was sitting there and watching like National Geographic specials in their little like old TV. This is a crazy story and I don't love it so much, but a lot of the documentary talks about her marriage and the fallout with her marriage with her ex-husband, Andy, who was like such a catch. This like young, good looking guy who was very wealthy, probably came from a lot of money, successful. They traveled to Europe, lived in Europe for like 6 months when they first got married, where she really fell in love with all the cuisine and all the incredible stuff and like so cool. But anyway, she talks about the fact that he cheated on her. Well, she cheated on him too, but she just kind of like pushed that under the rug. And she was willing to stay with him after he cheated on her. But he was like, I'm done with you. And she was devastated. Well, there's an article that's come out now that says Martha Stewart's ex-husband, Andy Stewart, and now his wife, Shyla Nelson Stewart, have accused the lifestyle guru, that's Martha, of using her new Netflix documentary as a vehicle for stalking him. How awful is that? Andy, who's now 86, has informed people in his circle that he believes Martha Stewart has used the documentary titled Martha to dredge up their painful past. Andy thinks Martha needs to move on, find a man. Excuse me, she has found Snoop. Find a man and get remarried following their messy 1990 divorce. A teaser for the Netflix special began airing October 10th, 2 days after the preview debuted. Andy and his current wife, Shyla, took to Facebook with a joint post in which they said they will be addressing the issue for the only time. The couple said they were in a marriage infused with true love. Get how they said infused? It's giving like a foodie cocktail reference. Establishing a life of beauty, meaning, productivity, and purpose. They said prior to this happy chapter of his life, Andy had some dark ones, including a painful and abusive marriage to Martha, as in Martha Stewart, which ended almost 40 years ago. Guys, get that in your head. 1990 is almost 40 years ago. Just get that shit into your head. 1990 is almost 40 years ago. Does that not want to make you cry? It makes me want to die. 1990 is 40 years. Literally, like, buy my gravestone now. While Andy quietly moved on and forward with his life, it appears that Martha continues to publicly relitigate the marriage, including comments in a sensationalized trailer for an upcoming documentary on Netflix. The couple said that it's a striking juxtaposition comparing Andy's earlier years with the joy-filled, purpose-led, loving marriage they're in now. Martha and Andy wed in 1961, separated in 87, divorced in 1990. So in that documentary, she talks a lot about the painful infidelities, how she was so sad when he left her and how she was like writing him crazy. I was actually really surprised how open she was about the letter she wrote him, how she was like, my life can't go on. Like, I want to die. I don't know how I'm going to do this. Da, 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 da. I mean, it was crazy. Lisa Michelle says, no, it's 1940, 40 years ago. Like 100%. Like 40 years ago. No, 40 years ago is 1960. Like it's not 1940. Like no, 40 years ago is 1960. Okay. Anyway, it's really, really uncomfortable. Like what's weird about it is that I don't think she's stalking him. She's telling her story. Like this is a documentary about an 80s. How old is Martha? She's 80. This is a story about Martha's life and 83. Martha is telling the story about this marriage that broke her. It is a little interesting. Like when I talked to Lance and I was like, did you hear about like Martha's documentary and how she got divorced and whatever? And I was like, yeah, he cheated on her. And Lance is like, but she cheated on him. And I'm like, yeah. But I guess it like wasn't a big part of the story because she didn't see it as a big deal. And he's like, but she loses all credibility in that. I was like, she kissed a guy in the what was it called? Guys, help me. What is it called? The big, a beautiful in this gorgeous church. They were in Italy. It was for Easter. She went to the church and she kissed him just in the middle of this random beautiful church on Easter Sunday. It was like this, the story is so weird. It was Easter Sunday. She goes alone to church because she's living in Italy with her husband. St. Peter's Cathedral. The Duomo? Is that the same place? Duomo. Pantheon Basilica. I mean, how many places are we going here? She decided to go to the church in the middle of Easter Sunday. Who does this, by the way? Is this something you guys have done? And she just goes and kisses a guy. And then she's just like, it's no big deal. I I wasn't cheating. I was just like I was just emotional. Guys, just emotional. No big deal. Anyway, St. Peter's Basilica. Okay, Duomo is a church in Italian. Duomo is in Florence. St. Peter. Just Google it. Just chat GPT it, okay? Um, okay, so let's move on. Oh, and another interesting story about that documentary, which I thought was so funny. So if you remember the documentary, she's talking very specifically about all the press, and the press hated Martha Stewart. Remember, there was like press that really wanted to take Martha Stewart down. She felt like they were after her. They really attacked her. And there was a very specific um um New York Post columnist who was constantly just trying to take her down. A reporter named Andrea Pizer, who wrote horrible things about her. And she specifically said in the documentary, thank God she's dead now, because she just really hated Martha Stewart. Well, the funniest thing is that she's not dead. Andrea Pizer is not dead. And she wrote back, I'm alive, bitch. So Martha Stewart wrote out saying, like, on the documentary, I can't believe they left that in the documentary and they didn't fact check it. This author from the New York Post, this columnist, is like, nope, still here. Martha didn't die, but Martha's living her sweet life, thinking, I really hope this woman is dead. Like, someone just wanted to pacify Martha and was like, she died, Martha. She died. Don't worry, she's dead. Martha's like, thank God. This woman's like, I'm still here. And I'm going to write an article about you right now. All right, let's move on. So, a lot of you guys are so interested, and I am too. This was a crazy story. I'm going to give you a little background, and then we're going to get into it. Let's take a deep breath. A couple weeks ago, I talked about this. You guys were interested, and that's why I'm bringing it back up. Who is Brianna Chickenfry, and who is Zach Bryan? Why is this interesting for you? Zach Bryan is a very popular country singer. We talked about this, what songs he sings. It doesn't even matter. But if you are a country music fan, or if you're even a pop culture music fan, you've heard his music. You've heard it on TikTok. You've heard it on Instagram Reels. He's got like that kind of music that's just, it's just popular music. Like it's not something that you haven't heard. It's in top 40 type music. I mean, how old am I? It's top 40. Well, he and this influencer, she's an influencer, she's a content creator, but most famously, she's a co-host on Dave Portnoy's BFF's podcast. Her name is Brianna. They call her Brianna Chickenfry, but her last name is really LaPaglia. So Dave Portnoy, host and CEO of Barstool Sports and the BFF's podcast. Andrew, I did too. We all watched that 1 hour and a half podcast last night. We all need that distraction, right? So Brianna and Zach Bryan met and started dating a little over a year ago. She met him as a fan. I don't know the very details of how they started dating and what, but they started dating, and quickly after they started dating, a lot of his fans were not very happy with her. They were very mean with her, in fact, because he was really like I think, a lot of girls tend to kind of get mad at the girlfriend, Unless your name is Taylor Swift, a lot of fans get mad at the girlfriend of the guy that they have a crush on. They are very jealous. Maybe they feel like, why did she get him and I don't? She just had a tough run in the last year. And I don't listen to BFFs regularly. Once in a while, I'll see a clip of theirs on social, and then I'll listen to the episode if I think it's funny. But more and more, I really like Dave Portnoy. I loved his whole Taylor Swift thing. I love his Miss Peaches. He has the dog Miss Peaches. Who's like an internet sensation. I find him to be entertaining. I like his pizza stuff. He's funny. So they've been dating for about a year, and no one really knew the details about their relationship. It was kind of silent. Like they didn't really say much. I just know she was getting trolled a lot online about it. And then out of nowhere, a few weeks ago, someone had posted, oh my gosh, Zach Bryan is on Raya. which is a dating site, and no one knew that they had broken up. So then he went on his stories and posted some really ominous random Instagram story with really bad grammar being like, Brianna and I have broken up. Um, and just kind of threw it out there. She had not expected that he was going to publish that. She thought that they were going to talk privately and like announce it together. Yeah, I'll show you my outfit, Pamela, after I'm done talking. I'll stand up. It's a dress. It's a caftan. I'm like Luann today. Isn't that Luann? I'm very Luann. Money can't buy you clothes. And so hold on, let me light a cigarette. And where was I? Okay, so Luann, I guarantee you Luann is gonna start dating Luke Bryan next. 100%. So he posts this random ominous story that they broke up. She was devastated. She had no idea he was going to post that to the world. She wakes up in the morning. I woke up this morning. Wasn't that oh my god. This made me laugh. Queen Hermit says that's a nice jumpsuit. Falls in the bushes. So she wakes up in the morning. She's like, what the fuck? Like the whole world knows we broke up. She's reeling from getting broken up with. You can imagine how horrible that is. So she kind of goes silent. No one hears from her. And Dave Portnoy goes on a podcast, the Unnamed podcast, which is, I don't even know what, a couple weeks ago when I reported on this. And he basically talks shit about Zach Bryan. He's like, I never liked him. He's an asshole. We don't really know the details. But last night, they finally released a podcast with Brianna explaining her side of the story. A lot came out in the episode. But essentially, the big kind of bangers that came out from the show from the episode. And if you are ever in a relationship, if you have been in the relationship, if you have ever been in a relationship where you have been emotionally, just abused or treated awful by some sort of like a narcissistic man. I have a lot of girlfriends who have been in relationships like this. Luckily, thank God I have not. But I have been friends with a lot of girlfriends who every single time we've gone out for a girls' trip, every single time we've gone on a girls' weekend, their boyfriends, their husbands have ruined it in some capacity. They always end the night crying. They always have to end up going home early and like texting their friend. It's giving Jen and Zach Affleck vibes. Who else on reality TV always had this? There's someone, I was trying to think about this last night. Who on reality TV always had the boyfriend or the husband who made them like go home early and like cried every single time that they went out at night? And they always had to like go home early or like cried every night. It's giving Brittany and Jax. It's very much a Jax situation too, right? Bronwyn. You think Bronwyn and Todd? Taylor Armstrong from Beverly Hills. Alexis? Are you saying Alexis Bellino? Taylor from Real Housewives. John Jansen? No, I think the Shannon and John Jansen was not that. I think Shannon created a lot of that with John. Will be Bronwyn, maybe. Kim and Croy, kind of. Matt Rife? I don't know Matt Rife that well. I don't remember Alexis and Jim's relationship well enough. I should go back and watch Alexis and Jim's relationship. Portia, Roni Alexis. Hold on. Let me remind myself who Roni Alexis is. Who the hell is Roni Alexis? You guys, who is Roni Alexis? You're seeing a menopausal moment. Who is Roni Alexis? Someone help me. Who is Alexis on Real Housewives of New York? Please tell me I'm not going crazy. Okay, I think a lot of you guys cannot remember Roni Alexis. Alex McCord? No, Alex and Simon were two peas in a pod. Okay, there isn't an Alexis. Thank God, you guys. I was about to just jump out of the show. I was gonna just give up Daily Dose of Donna. I was gonna say this is not for me. This is not the show for me. I have to go back to being a librarian. I've never been a librarian, but I'm gonna start today. How about what's interesting? No, I don't think Alexis Bellino. I don't think the way she was crying and ruining everyone's night at Jen's party, that's not because of John Jansen, though. That's because of Alexis Bellino. I think it's different when you're creating your own drama. That's different. I'm talking about when a man texts you all night. What are you doing? Why are you doing that? Why haven't you texted me? Why are you wearing that? You're not texting me back. Why are you taking that picture? You look like a whore. You this, you that. It's that kind of drama. Ron and Sammy from Jersey Shore. There you go. That's a perfect example of that. James and Kristen from Pump Rules. Exactly. Jackson and Brittany is a great example of that. It's that kind of drama. It's the shit of like, yeah, I mean, exactly. Okay. Simon and Tamara a lot. It's controlling. It's controlling. So anyway, she was in that kind of a relationship. So there's a ton of examples of it. But the biggest example, the biggest drama of it all was that when she broke up with him or when he broke up with her. So she went on tour with him. She dropped everything. And remember, she has a very successful career. She's on the BFFs podcast with one of the most successful CEOs ever, is Dave Portnoy. He's such a multimillionaire. She probably makes such good money from him. So she has a very successful career. She makes good money. She went on tour with Zach Bryan and was like gone from her home for months at a time, not knowing anyone, living on a tour bus. And then she wanted to go on tour for herself because she does like a comedy thing or an influencer thing or whatever. And she said, I want to go on tour for myself. And he kind of like gave her shit about it. And he said, I'm going to go and visit you on tour. And he didn't go. He didn't join her at all. And he hardly called her at all. He really wasn't there for her at all. And then when she came home, he broke up with her. He wanted nothing to do with her. And she was devastated over it. There was another time where she was just like walking around in the morning and singing in her head. You know, like when songs are in your head? I mean, hello. And she sang a Morgan Wallen song. Well, he's Zach Bryan. So Morgan Wallen is another country singer. She just sang in the back of her mind like a lyric. He didn't talk to her for a week. You guys, this is not okay. This man is not normal. So when they finally broke up, there's story after story after story over this. Like he didn't like what she was wearing to the Golden Globes. He thought it was too low cut on her cleavage. So he unfollowed her. His freaking girlfriend. He unfollowed her, but not before he posted a picture of her to his stories to say, look how beautiful she is. And then he unfollowed her. Then after they broke up, he didn't contact her at all. He had his team contact her and offer her $12 million to sign an NDA so that she never spoke about him again. $12 million. And she said she had to really wrestle with it because $12 million for her, I mean, for anyone, it's a huge amount of money. She came from nothing. She's like, that could have changed my family's life. I guarantee you, she said something to Dave. And Dave Portnoy probably said, don't worry, I'm going to hook you up. Like, you're going to be fine. I would hope Dave Portnoy gave her a good amount of money in addition, like to just kind of. So she had to sign for that $12 million. She would have to sign an NDA swearing to not talk ever about the relationship or the breakup. But she said, you know, that she's doing this to speak for all the girls before because he's been so screwed over by so many girls and he would continue to be screwed. I mean, he would continue to screw over so many girls in the future. And I'm so glad because BFF's podcast is now front page news because of this story. Like this show is doing so much better because of the story. I'm sure he's going to like give her a huge bonus. He feels so bad for her. He's like, I had no idea. He seems like a really good guy. I hate to say it. I truly think he's a really good guy, and I think he's gonna probably really hook her up. Because she was like, "Listen, I'm going to be something." She said, "I lost myself in this relationship. I lost weight that I didn't need to lose weight. I lost my relationship with my friends. I lost my relationship with my family, and I forgot that I was someone. I was established before. I was established before I even met him, and I'm still going to be, and I'm going to be successful after him. And I forgot that." She goes, "Maybe I'm not going to be selling out stadiums and fucking making hundreds of millions of dollars, but I'm all right where I'm at. And I don't want blood money. And I don't think you can pay people off that you hurt and expect them for them to protect you, offering millions of dollars to this apparent beautiful relationship and keep it a secret speaks volumes. I did not accept any money. I will not accept any money. I think it's beneath me and I think that it's effed up." And then when they spoke about it later, the guys actually felt bad. They were like, "Take the money," because they felt bad for her. It's $12 million. But then they went back and they were like, um, you know, like, "Take the money, but don't take the money, but take the money." Like they didn't want her to take the money, but they also were like, "We don't want to tell you not to take a money." The podcaster claimed Brian's team also offered to purchase her a house or a New York City apartment. Like they were doing anything to get her to keep quiet because they knew how much this would screw him. Meanwhile, a lot of people are saying, I don't think it's going to change anything, but Zach Bryan quits touring as Brianna Chickenfry accuses him of emotional abuse. He announced his plan to quit touring right as she accused him of emotional abuse. He shared the news in an Instagram post yesterday, approximately an hour after the Barstool Sports Personality podcast uploaded a clip of her saying she's scared of him because he destroyed and broke her during their year-long relationship. "After not being home for a year and a half, I drove out to my mother's gravestone." Of course, he's going to bring up like his mother's death because that's what these people do. Oh, I'm the victim. "I drove out to my mother's gravestone in the dead of a night a few days back on familiar Oklahoma roads, and I came to realize, just like in the past, that she would never call me again," Bryan wrote to his 4.7 million followers. "Told her I quit touring because I got accepted to get my master's in Paris next year. I told her I was back in Oklahoma. Told her about all my best friends in New York and all the nights we howled with the moon. Told her about the immeasurable laughter my band and me have shared these last 5 years, all the calluses on my fingertips, every tear shed. I told her about making it on the Rolling Stone magazine, and most importantly, I told her about porch swinging with my beautiful singer. I also told her about being a total complete douchebag to all my girlfriends." Um, he didn't say that part. That was, I added that. And then he said that he's quitting. He's going to quit touring. He's going to carry on with his remaining tours, but he's excited to quit touring. Of course. Of course. And I'm sure people will go to his remaining shows because people went to Tom Sandoval's shows, you know? But yeah. Anyway. Good luck in life, Zach Bryan. You sound like a winner. I'm sure someone will date you. You know what? Right after Tom Sandoval's girlfriend breaks up with him, she's going straight to Zach Bryan. Maybe someone out there wants some good money, so they'll date Zach Bryan for a year just to get a dollar. What's up, Caden? I was just literally about to start the Real Housewives of OC reunion recap, so I'm so glad you're here because we're about to get into it. Before we do, Mama's got to take a sip of water because I am talking my ass off. No, it's still here. And then I want to shout out Quince because today is the last day to talk about Quince and have you guys used my code for 365-day returns and $30 off. Here's something that I'm really looking forward to as the weather turns cooler. Football games, pumpkin spice lattes, and slipping into a cozy sweater from Quince. Quince is known for their Mongolian cashmere sweaters from $50. Yes, I said it, $50. I am saying the truth. Okay, you can't handle the truth. It's not just that. All Quince items are priced 50 to 80% less than similar brands. That includes beautiful leather jackets, cotton cardigans, soft denim, and so much more. Like I said, I got a beautiful navy green purse. How are they able to do that? By partnering directly with top factories and cutting out the cost. I brought my purse. It's here. I'm so excited. I didn't mean to, but it's here. This is my Quince purse. You guys, for real, I wish you could smell it. I've had it for over a month and it smells like leather. I wish you could see it. This is literally from Quince. Okay. Isn't that gorge? It's really so pretty. And as you can see, there's like no damage to it. I wear it every single day. I love this purse. Oh my God. Burly Girl says your dress and earrings and purse are so good to reach chic. Brittany says it looks like a YSL bag. How cute, right? Like I'm about to go out on the town. And by out on the town, I mean to Target. Okay. So how are they able to do that? They cut out the middleman, and Quince only works with factories that use safe, ethical, and responsible manufacturing practices. And of course, premium fabrics and finishes for that luxury feel for that for in every piece. So I love my purse. Obviously, you guys can find so many incredible items. Obviously, they have sheets, they have so much. So get cozy in Quince's high quality wardrobe essentials. Go to quince.com/dailydose for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. That's Quince, QUINCE.com/daily dose to get free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/daily dose. Okay. Holly says you can't stop a lady with a crossbody bag. Can't stop a lady with a crossbody bag. Can't stop a lady with a crossbody bag. Okay, tell me you have boots on without telling me you have boots on. Guess what? I don't have boots on. But that's because don't put this on OnlyFans. Da-na-na-na-na. Do-do. Do-do. Okay, let's go on. I'm so dehydrated. It's so windy and dry here in LA. I don't know about you guys, but it's been so dry here. Like my poor kids' lips are so chapped. You know that feeling? I want to know your thoughts on Real Housewives of OC. And I'm going to talk to you guys about some stuff that I'm once again, I'm not popular. Popular. I don't know her. I'm telling you right now, I am going to say a couple things that you're not going to like. Because you know that I love my housewives girlies, but I speak the truth of how I feel, and that's not going to always be the popular feelings. Okay? First of all, we got to talk some looks. Okay? I want to know what you guys feel about how everyone looked. I know that that's kind of silly, but I'm just curious. I don't know if it was my HD TV. Looks were a little bit harsh. The skin was showing, the shines on the chest, like Jen Pedrante's chest was like way too shiny. There was a lot of like skin stuff that I was noticing. I was like, it's too HD. The lighting was a lot. Like it felt like a lot. Outfits were okay. I thought everyone's outfits were pretty. I wished Emily had a different hairstyle. I think she's beautiful, but I didn't think that her hair did her any favors. I said this before about Heather. I wished Heather had a little bit more warmth in her like look. I just find her she looks so pale in her face, and it gives her like it lacks warmth. I want her to look warmer because she looks cold in her face. Do you know what I mean? Tamara, I thought looked very pretty. And her dress was covering, her body in a nice way. So I thought that was good. Like it was, because as we get older, let's be real, as we get older, you start to see as you know, I mean, I'm covered up by the microphone, but I'm self-conscious about like my chest and my neck area. And that would like stress me out. So like she was covered up there. That was good. Tamara's face looked great. Shannon's dress was very, very distracting for me. Lisa says it. Shannon looked too uncomfortably sucked into that dress. Am I nuts? Like it was too tight. She looked she looked like she got like vacuum sealed. You know those things where you're like a suck in, and she didn't look like she should just be in something a little bit more flowy, a little bit. Like I feel so and not something loose and loosey goosey, but like just something where she can just sit a little bit more cozy, like or just a darker color maybe. I don't know. And she has like Shannon's face is like very filled. So she looked uncomfortable. It just didn't look comfortable. And she's already in such an uncomfortable situation because all eyes are on her that I just wished physically she looked more comfortable. I think Gina looked great. Jen is gorgeous, but like I said, the chest was a little like, I felt like it was oiled up too much. I thought Katie looked beautiful. Okay. In general, the first scene, of course, we really focused heavily on Tamra and Shannon. Okay. Like I said, I call it like it is. I really felt strongly that Tamra had a very, very bad season. I thought Tamra had a very, very good first episode of the reunion with everything that we saw this season. Tamra got notes before that reunion from some reality therapist. I don't know who. I don't know what. I don't know how much. I don't know who. Someone got into Tamra's ear before yesterday that said, can I pull them up, Donna? Can I pull what up? This? Am I doing something wrong? Someone got into Tamra's ear and said, no matter what happens, and I'm not saying this because she told me, I'm just saying this because I think, Pix, do not raise your voice. And because she didn't raise her voice, it helped her tremendously, in my opinion. If she did yell, she would have lost the plot because she already came into this reunion so deep underground in terms of like under the hole that she at least did not go deeper. Do you know what I'm saying? Like she already is so negative in the likability factor for the fans that at least she didn't go lower. She just went a little bit higher, in my opinion. No one walked away from last night hating Tamra more. Do you know what I'm saying? In my opinion. In my opinion. Okay. I don't believe that Shannon did not call Tamra drunk from the rehab. I believe Tamra when she says that Shannon called Tamra absolutely wasted. I do. I don't think Tamra would die on that hill. Shannon, when we saw the clips, Tanya says, I hated her more. Please tell me. I am so dying to know why you hated her more from last night. Because I did not see that at all. Okay, you guys believe Shannon? You believe that Shannon never drank once ever after the DUI? Like heavily? That she has drank heavily since the DUI. I believe that Lisa says I'm in the field of addiction, and I promise you Shannon is not telling the truth. Malibu Barney, are you related to Simon Barney? Malibu says, I don't believe Shannon at all. Debbie says, I don't care about that either. It's super judgmental, be so aggressive about someone's recovery. Yes, I agree. And Tamra took accountability and apologized for that, which I thought was good. That's the best you can do. You can apologize. She fully said, I am sorry for being so hard on you this season. Oh my gosh, you guys have a lot of opinions. I do think Tamra's uncaring at this point. I do. You guys, I really do believe going back and seeing the 10 seasons of reunions of every single season. Wow, you guys, 10 seasons of different people, not just Tamra, because I thought, oh my gosh, has Tamra really been the one that's called Shannon out for drinking every season? It's not been Tamra. Every single season, someone has gone after Shannon for her drinking. Wow, wasn't that mind blowing to see on your screen? I didn't realize it really was a 10 season issue. Can you imagine 10 seasons of this? And Shannon has not stopped drinking. And you still don't think you have a problem. I want to really understand how you can be Shannon and be on a TV show where the subject of your drinking is a big enough subject that it's causing arguments, that it's causing breakups, that it's causing fights, that it's causing problems, that it's a conversation on a reality show reunion for 10 years and you're still drinking. I mean, that's really wild to see. Like, it was really wild to see. Stephanie says, which is why Tamra doesn't believe her. She's fed up. But I think Tamra should have toned it down. She's just fed up, which I think that's why Tamra, she was fed up all season, but she went about it horribly this season. But then yesterday on the reunion, we saw her tone it down, but she's still so over her. Like, she's over Shannon. They can never be friends again. They should never be friends again. It was really, really bad. I mean, it was really bad. And it's true, like, the rest of the girls letting her drink, it is a little bit of enabling. Like, you guys, it's bad. It's bad. Alcoholics can't stop until bottom. People in my family had to go to jail to get sober. But, like, when is bottom? She already got a DUI, hit a house with her dog in it, in the car. It's really bad, you guys. Okay. And Tamara has her own drinking. I'm not saying she has a drinking problem, but she has her own relationship with alcohol. That's also bad. And you can feel that, right? You can feel that. I'm just saying to me, Tamara didn't get worse. I thought she handled everything for Tamara, I thought she did very, very good. Now, Emily, my friend, went a little wild. You know how much I love Emily. Emily needs to take it down a notch. What happened? Why did Emily feel like she was on Judge Judy last night and she was Judge Judy? It was real bad. I felt like Emily was she took Adderall or something. Like, she felt the need to jump into every single person's fight, talk for people, fight for people. Like, even Shannon and Tamra. She couldn't even let the two OGs, the ones who have been on the show the longest, like, talk through it. She was like, "Shannon, you already forgave Emily for doing this. Why can't you do it?" Like, it was weird. It was like she was taking over Andy's job even. It was a little much. It took it like, if you do it one time, two times, but it was through everyone's fights. Everyone's. And it's fine one time, but then she did it with Katie and then she did it with Jen. It was like, "Whoa, girl." It wasn't a good look for Emily last night. We went into the conversation a little bit about I'm just gonna, like, pick up on a couple big things. Of course, we need to talk about Heather, and we need to talk about Heather and Katie. What do we do about Katie? Okay. Now, I am torn. I love Katie. I loved Katie from the moment she walked onto the show. I was like, she's beautiful. She's witty. She's fun to watch. She's got an amazing family. She's got a great storyline. She's got a fun, like, background. Like, she's a great addition. I didn't love the whole paparazzi storyline. That was confusing. I was like, why are we going after Heather? It was a little weird. It was also really weird the way Heather took, like, this was war about the fact that she got a paparazzi picture at Disneyland. I didn't understand that. Very confused by that. Last night threw me for a very big loop. However, and we'll talk about this, I believe that Emily, Gina, and Heather, the three of these girls, had a powwow prior to the reunion. It's giving Marge. It's giving Marge and it's giving Marge and Melissa and crew had a powwow before the reunion to take down Katie. And they sat there together and they said, how are we going to find a way to take Katie down? Bringing up all the lies about the house, about the rental. My mind was confused. Again, I felt like I was in Alibaba land. I was so confused. And then bringing up the police story. Now, I did not see this police story. I don't read In Touch Weekly or In Touch Magazine or whatever. I missed this story. Do you guys? But I had some of my viewers and my followers read it. It sounds to me like she really did go to this guy's house. Apparently, she went to this guy's house and because he was yelling at her because she was texting and driving and he was triggered and he started yelling at her. It sounds like an episode of like a pretty believable case of road rage. And she got pissed that he was pissed at her. And so she got mad that he was filming her. So she followed him to her house or his house, but she had kids in the car and then he kept filming her and then she called 911 and then they came after her and then he got arrested. But then it sounds messy. It sounds messy. Why did they have to bring that up? It's not like she wanted him to go to jail. It was bizarre. It was rude. It was weird. It was giving I don't know, falsifying police records. It was giving I'm trying to make you look fraudulent. I didn't realize that Katie had all this drama, that she didn't have her kids for 18 months. What kind of facility was she living in? Was she an addict? I didn't know Katie had this crazy, bizarre life earlier in her life. Did you guys know this? I'm confused. The whole thing is a little weird. I was very much feeling bad for Katie in that moment because it felt like bam, bam, bam. Emily going after her, Gina going after her, Heather going after her with these crazy accusations. I'm like, if I was Katie, I would burst into tears or run. I had no idea how she was going to deal with that. It was crazy. And the second the cameras went down for commercial break, she starts to cry and Heather's like, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to do that. Fuck you, man. That felt so mean. That's a sick example of Heather's two-timeness. You know what? You know what? And the second the cameras go down, I didn't want it to sound like that. I didn't mean that. Sorry. That felt very rude. It felt low. Now, that being said, I've heard some very personal stories with people I know in my real life, friends who have had some weird experiences with Katie, where timelines did not add up. I don't necessarily believe that everything is 100% kosher. And then we have her daughter involved too, where there's kind of some weird stuff going on too. I don't know. We'll learn more next week, I guess, but it's an enigma wrapped in something. Okay, Donalyn says Katie did not have to be an addict to be in a shelter. She could have been in a shelter for battered and abused women. Totally. I have no idea. I'm really, I have no information on Katie. I mean, I have no idea. I was very confused. I would love to learn more about Katie. I mean, hasn't she done a podcast before? Has she shared anything about her history? So confused by it. It was why does what does Heather, Gina, and Emily so badly want her to go down? Because of the paparazzi, something's not going right. And why did Sutton go so quickly against Katie? on text with Heather. There's something going on. There's something going on. Lisa brings up something also very interesting. When you're in a shelter for abuse, especially by your ex, they're going to let you bring in your kids. They're not letting your kids go with the abuser. Very interesting. Andrew, she's going to wind up on Nick Viall. 1000%. She's already there. They're filming right now. Maybe I should DM her right now. Get her in here. Okay. Secondly, or finally, Jen Pedranti. We go into this whole story. Stand by your man. Emily again is going so hard on Jen Pedranti. It's like, damn, she knew that case back and forth and back. And I love Emily. She sent me a sweater. She invited me to an event last night. I love Emily, but like, whoa. It was crazy. It was like she'd memorized that story, exactly the story, the numbers, the room numbers, the how many times, the Vegas, the this. It was nuts. Like, what does she have against her? But then Jen came after Emily and was like, your in-laws fund your entire life. And Emily goes, ooh. That was weird. And I've thought about that before. I'm like, what's Shane doing? Other than walking around with his swigs. You know, Shane secretly wishes he lived in Salt Lake City. It was a little weird. But it was strange that Jen also got involved in the case about immunity and stuff, because I don't think she got it right either. I can't wait for next episode. I mean, even an OC reunion is better than any episode of New York, of Potomac times 3. Shane is an attorney, but like, I love Shane, but I would not hire Shane as my attorney. Would you? No offense. I love Shane, but like, I just don't see him as someone that's going to be like, oh, I've got your back. He'd be like, so we lost it. You want to go get lunch? Do you guys see Shane like fighting hard for you in court? He's like, you win some, you lose some. Shane is as much of an attorney as Craig. Shane is 100% sewing pillows behind the scenes. Oh my gosh. Okay, you guys, I love you very much. Thank you so much for a crazy ass week. What a week. Thank you so much for being here. Wow. I can't wait to look at my phone after the show to see my DMs. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. No, Monday. Have an amazing weekend. We all need it. Okay. I'll talk to you later. Bye.